Friday to one and all. Happy May 17th, 2024. Hopefully you all are doing well. My name is Adam, aka Catatainment. I do daily live streams, and this is live stream number 15 or something in a row. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I'm going to get a poll question up there as usual. Need any cat wisdom? We're going to start that poll. We'll see how it goes. Raining out here in North Carolina, which is good. It's always good to have rain. You can never really have too much rain on the ground. Helps the plants. Helps take out any pollen that's going on. So rain is always a needed thing. I'm just hanging here with my buddy Tang. Tang is one of 9 kitties that we got. As people do pop on in, if you need any kind of cat wisdom, cat advice, let me know in the chat. And we'll see how tonight goes. I only do these stream for an hour, so once an hour is up, it's up. Hopefully people can actually hear me, because sometimes there is, at least last time there was like a hearing issue. People couldn't hear me. Dang, yeah, you're stuck, buddy. You're stuck. We'll see if the YouTube gods bless this live stream. I'm kidding. We'll see if they promote it or not. But I won't talk too much as there's nobody on here at the moment, it looks like, so I'm not going to say too much at the moment. We'll obviously see as time goes on. Hello there, John. Happy Friday to you too. Hope you're doing well this Friday evening, and I hope you had a good week with everything. Tang here had a good week. Of course, Tang always has good weeks, being a kitty cat. Where's it going, Orangey? Is it going anywhere? Nope. Like, no thanks, human. You're not going to fool me with that today. You're a good boy. Obviously, I'll keep an eye on the poll results. If anybody does need any cat wisdom, or aka cat advice, I'll answer any questions. John, you weren't on here. No, wait a minute. Were you on? I don't remember, John, if you were on here yesterday or not. You might have been. But just kind of hanging with Tang at the moment. Who's just showing off his big old belly. He's like, look at me, people. Look at this impressive belly that I have. Isn't it well maintained and well groomed? Insert food here. I need to show off to my adoring fans. Now I need to become like a little turtle. Such a dramatic little orange cat. John, it was a decent week because I'm feeling better, which is always good. The cat bellies are all fed, always good, and running around like lunatics. Okay, yeah, I don't remember if you were here yesterday or not. but yesterday was the first day, and I'm gonna let Tang just kind of do his posing up there for the camera while I kind of talk about this, and we'll get to Pandora, showing her in a second. But John, we got Pandora back tomorrow, or I mean not tomorrow. We got her back yesterday. Her radiation did well. She is radioactive still, and she will be for a little while. Very low dosage of radiation, though. You're probably getting more radiation from watching this live stream on your cell phone than you would with being by Pandora. But everything went well with that. Very minimal precautions on what we need to do. Basically, wash our hands after contact with her, especially like if we touch her face area. The other big thing is just really just the litter situation. We were given the option of either A, you need to flush your litter down the toilet with a flushable litter, or B, you need to scoop the litter, all of the litter, for 2 weeks. You need to store the litter for 2 weeks. And once that 2 weeks time frame is up, then you need to store the litter for an additional 90 days, like in some kind of container or something. The reason being is it's still technically radioactive until those 90 days are up. So once those 90 days are up, then we can, put it in the garbage like normal, like we would every normal week, and it can go back to the dump. And if you don't do that, if you are foolish or stupid or just don't care, then you can scoop your litter that's radioactive and you can, put it in the trash and then let the trash people take it. But the problem is their trucks, they get scanned nowadays and it can detect radiation, and they can possibly, I'm not so sure about this, but it's not worth the risk. They can possibly detect or trace it back to you being the person who was putting radioactive waste basically into the city dump. So that's a problem. Hello there, Bruce. It's all good. We're just kind of hanging and chilling on this Friday, this orangey Friday. Who's showing off right now? He's getting the show for everybody, but I'm going to kind of move the camera a little bit. Hope you're doing well this evening, Bruce. Hope things are going well out there in Indiana. So, but John, that's pretty much the update for Pandora. What we need to do, and hopefully over time, over the next month or so, Pandora will gain back some of the weight that she's lost over these last couple of months. They did tell us that typically you'll see a weight gain in the first month to 2 months of about a half of a pound up to a pound and a half. So if she gets closer to a pound and a half, then we'll be close to 9 pounds, and we will be very happy. So. John, good Lord, where will you store it? And in what large container that can handle 3 months? Well, so John, it's maybe let me explain that a little bit better. We're not storing 3 months of cat litter. We're storing 3 weeks, or not 3 weeks, 2 weeks. We need to, for the next 2 weeks, 13 days now, because we already started yesterday. For the next 13 days, that litter is needing to be stored. Now, what you can store it in is completely up to you. Hello there, Tranquil. It's your discretionary, kind of your choice. The animal hospital that we, got her from, that we picked her up from, they recommended you can go down to like a Lowe's or a Home Depot and get like one of those containers that you see pretty often, like in construction sites, things like that, like those 5-gallon containers that have lids. We have a lot of totes from all of our moving, so we're just going to store it in a tote for those months. But we're only scooping though 3 or 2 weeks of litter, and then we're having to store the 2 weeks of litter for 3 months. So it's not that much litter. Yeah, exactly. It's a very small amount, like all overall. It'll be like the 2 weeks of litter will fill up like two 13, like 13-pound garbage bags. So it's not that much. We originally were going to do where we were just going to flush the litter down the toilet. Did do a little bit of research with like the world's best cat litter. We use it anyways. It is corn based, so it's supposedly septic safe. But we thought about that. We're like, nah, let's not play this game. Let's be smart with this and let's just store it instead. You know, and if it gets a little too stinky in the garage, then we'll just like put it in the back of the house or something, and hopefully wild animals don't come and try to open it up, and they'll be in for a surprise if they do. But, you know, we'll see. Are you giving everybody a show, Orangey? You licking that tail of yours. It's a good tail. It's not an angry tail. Let me come up a little closer there, Orange. Hey, buddy. What's up? So it's definitely something different, though. I never in my life thought I would be storing radioactive cat pee and poop in our garage. But, you know, life happens, and this is good experience also. In the future with this channel, or more so really my other channel, in the future, I can, you know, kind of be helpful, give advice perhaps on cats that have hyperthyroidism, and if cat parents are thinking about maybe, what am I saying? Maybe getting the treatment. I doubt even a bear would want to open the container. Yeah, I hope we never have a bear in our neighborhood, but I'm sure there's bears in some of the forest area, farm area that we live in. Hi, honey. Are you doing the splits? So I see that well, there was 13, but now there's 9 people. If you are new to this channel, hello. My name is Adam. This is Orange Tang. He's one of 9 kitties. Feel free to say hello in chat if you so desire. Let me also know if you have any kitties in chat. Let me know that also. Love to hear about your kitties. And if you have like any cat questions, love to hear that also. Tranquil, when I had a dog, he enjoyed eating cat poo. Well, you know, dogs are a special breed. I can remember some stories back when I worked in one particular animal hospital, when I worked in a kennel, and part of our job was walking the dogs in the morning and in the afternoon so they can pee and poo. And some of the dogs, you always had to steer them away from the other dog's poop because they were definitely going towards it and wanting to take a chomp out of it. More vividly, though, Bruce, tomorrow your Maine Coon's getting a haircut. Is that probably like a summer cut, Bruce? I forgot what they call that. I think it's like a lion's cut. Tranquil, it was so aggravating. Tried to keep him out of it. Yeah, there's one kind of gross, well, not that gross of a story, but I was walking this one dog, and it was starting to, you know, do a number 2. As it was doing a number 2, it turned around, it flipped around very, very quickly as its poop was coming out. And before the poop hit the ground, that dog ate it. Like directly from its behind, right back into its mouth. This is one of the reasons, it's not all of the reasons, but one of the reasons I have cats. So, I know it's a lovely story to hear on a Friday afternoon. Hopefully you're not eating any food. Tranquil, then he wanted to lick you. I know where his mouth has been. Yeah, I mean, you know, some people definitely think that cats and dogs have pretty bad mouths, but really, I mean, the bacteria in our mouse, us human mouse, that's actually a lot worse than what's in cats and dogs' mouth. Their mouths are actually cleaner than us humans. And I know a lot of people are always worried about getting diseases from cats or dogs, like the bites or their scratches, which is possible, of course, but if you're in good health, it's not very likely. What is more likely, though, is you giving your kitty or doggy some disease that you have yourself, or by sometimes the environment that they live in. But we're not going to be outside with Rosemary today because it is raining and she's probably not going to want to go out in the screen porch. So this will be like an inside only stream. Bruce, microchip your cats. It helps. Oh yes, I agree with you, Bruce. It definitely helps if they get lost. Then they can identify who their parent is and where they live, and so they know, kind of thing. That can definitely be helpful. John, at least I don't have poop breath. Well, hopefully, right? Although humans, they do, because one of the things also, again, just a fun fact about human teeth. Sometimes, like the tartar that builds up in your mouth that you might see on your teeth on occasion, that actually is feces, also. Just another little fun fact for you on this Friday afternoon. I'm full of the fun facts today. I'm probably going to hang with Tang for a few more minutes. And then if you are new to this channel or checking out this live stream, and if you do want to see other kitties, let me know in chat. I understand if you just want to be a silent watcher, that's okay too. But I do like some, I always think it's kind of a nice thing to interact with who's hosting these live streams and to, say hello if you're not afraid. Especially if you love cats, you love orange cats, or you maybe need some cat advice or a question that you might have that one of your kitties might be doing something and you're wondering why. This live stream can definitely help you on that. Each time with these live streams, I try to hopefully help at least one new person that might stumble upon it. It's been like that the last couple of times, and I never know because you just never know who's going to hop on your live stream and who's not. Hey, Tang. What's up, boy? These are not your crazy or wild live streams where people are doing stupid things or anything like that. These are usually more chilled, relaxed. Bruce, are you letting Pandora go around the rest of the cats? Yes, Bruce. We isolated her last night when we got her home. The rest of the day and into the night, overnight. But as of this morning, she is free. Free to hang with the other kitties. It's safe. The radiation that she still has is very, very, very low. So, but yeah, she's free to hang with the other ones. Thank you for your question. Get right, Tangelope. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's enjoying his little scratchings, his itchies. I know you got that good little itching, don't you? You're enjoying it. I know. You're a good little fluffer. Oh, Tang. Okay. I'm going to leave Tang here where he's at, and I'm going to go show off and kind of hang out with the bulk of the other cats are in our main room, in the master bedroom. So we're going to go check them out. I know, Tang. You got to stay in here, buddy. All right. If you are new, hello, hello. We have 9 cats. Right now there are 4 cats on the bed. And then there's, hi Zelda. There's Zelda on the ground over there. Calico there is Baby. The tuxedo in the back is Max. The kitty that's kind of doing her business right now is Pandora. She's our radioactive cat right now. And then the other tuxedo on the other side is Yoda. So I got a toy though. We'll see if anybody wants to come down and play. Come on, Zelda. You coming over, honey? John, one of your best YouTube friends just adopted 2 kittens yesterday, brother and sister. Awesome. Do I know them, John? Do I know is it a YouTube channel? So just a little up close here of Baby, the Calico, Zelda, the Tabby. At the moment, they're wanting to say hi. The baby's gonna be jealous because she's always jealous. She always needs all that attention all the time. Typical Calico. Somebody said yes, need any cat wisdom. If you're still in the chat, please let me know what cat wisdom you need. Basically, what cat advice do you know? That's Kit in the background now with that gray tabby. Very stout kitty, very solid. When you pick her up, you know, she's got some weight on her. She's not big, she's not fat, I should say, but she's definitely got some weight on her though. I know, Yoda, this is your toy, isn't it? Hello there, Sydney Cat. Hope things are going well. John, an orange, a marmalade tabby, and a tortoiseshell. Oscar and Philinda? Okay. Are you going to come down, Yoda? Yep. Now, when Yoda was younger, Yoda's 7, by the way, so when he was younger, we had a toy like this that he was completely obsessed with. He took everywhere, literally everywhere. He put it in his mouth and he would just drag it around the house or carry it around the house. He would carry it upstairs, he would carry it downstairs. He would go all over the place with this. Not this particular one, because this is a new one. Old one eventually. I think we have around this house somewhere. Maybe it's in a tote. I'm not sure right now. But we decided finally to get him a new one. And just like the old one, he is fairly obsessed with it. He does put it in his mouth. He will hold on to it and he will drag it from room to room or downstairs to upstairs. Sometimes he meows with it. I'm sure if y'all having your kitties have some of them like have like a ball, a toy, a mouse in their mouth, and they meow. They make that very weird meow. I'm sure probably one of your kitties do the same thing. It's very like a deep, like guttural kind of meow that goes on. What's up, Yoda? Kit, you want to play? Maybe next time I'll have some catnip out. But I gotta be careful because the last time Yoda put some pretty big holes in my arm that I would rather not have happen again. We got a big yawn. Can't really see here right now, but I got the baby who's pretty much laying on my legs. Which is normal for her. I think if she could, she would like put herself in my pocket or something and just be carried around that way. Hi, baby. Eyeballing me, the baby, that's normal. She always does. She's always got her crazy look. She says, "Hello, humans. I am the crazy baby." I know, baby. I know everybody's kind of sleepy with the rain. Yoda's normally kind of active, but he's like, nah, not right now. I'm sorry. Come back at like 2 o'clock in the morning and get the camera on, and then I'll put a show on for you. Yoda, you look tired. Bruce, very true. You definitely don't adopt cats, they adopt you. You don't own cats, they own you. And you don't train cats, they train you. I completely agree with you there. All right, well, I'm going to get up off the floor if I can here and go kind of check out with Pandora, and I think Max is up on the bed too. Because Yoda's not doing much right now. He's not providing much entertainment for anybody. Are you, buddy? And Kit, you're just like a loaf over there, loafing it up. Okay, baby. I know, gotta move, honey. You know you don't want to, but you have to. Okay. So let's get up with Pandora. Hey, Whites. Hello there, Con. How you doing? Welcome. If you love kitties, Con, you're in the right place. If you don't love kitties, then you can move along. But this is our radioactive kitty. She had a iodine treatment, radioactive iodine treatment, a couple days ago. She had to stay in an animal hospital for 3 days. She is back, and it was definitely tough. I'll tell you, it was pretty weird not having Pandora around for 3 days. Very tough, very unusual. You're like, something's missing here, and you know what it is, but you just can't do anything about it. Just thankfully, we don't live up in New York, because if we lived up in New York, she'd be in the hospital for 2 weeks. It's different in every state. North Carolina, it's 3 days. Florida, it's 1 day. New York, it's 2 weeks. So it just depends on where you live. Across seas, I don't know, I think most of you are familiar with the channel Jack and Bob. They've been on here a couple times. They live out in the UK, and Joe is the channel creator and the cat mommy to Jack and Bob, and she was telling me out in the UK that it is expensive out there, partly because it just costs more. The iodine costs more to get, and they have to hospitalize them for 2 weeks there also. But she was glad to kind of know some of the information that I was telling her on, I think, one of the community posts that I put, just kind of like a heads up, like what this involves. So, or no, it was in the live stream. She watched the live stream, I think, from yesterday, and then like commented on the video, just, you know, like thanking for the information. And out in the UK, it's a 2 week time frame, and it's pretty pricey. So hopefully Jack and Bob, they don't ever develop an overactive thyroid. And hopefully none of your kitties develop an overactive thyroid either. Because I will say, you know, from like kind of the main big three diseases that kitties eventually wind up getting, one of the big three, like hyperthyroidism, kidney disease, and diabetes, having experience with all three of them, I think the hyperthyroidism is really the most difficult to manage and the most difficult to get a handle on. You know, kidney disease can be pretty horrific and pretty tough for sure, but once, like, you know, you get the proper food and adequate water and nutrition and all that stuff going, then it's okay. But and diabetes, like once you normally get the right insulin and insulin dosage. Hello there, NPP, hope you're doing well, thanks for popping in. Once you get the right dosage for the insulin on the diabetic kitty, or a drug, if you will, because I know sometimes it's a drug. You know, it's easier to regulate, but hyperthyroidism is a beast. It's a beast. It's challenging, even when you have the proper medicine and even when you have the proper dosage going. It can change so drastically and so quickly. So I you know, I don't, not on my worst enemy, if they had kitties, you know, I would ever want any of them to ever have any kind of hyperthyroid issue. It's terrible. But I kind of got a cornucopia of kitties right here. Bruce, on a different channel, the person cat has asthma. Okay. Bruce, what is the channel? I might know of the channel if you don't mind telling what or typing what the channel is. We had a cat that had asthma too, Bruce. It never got to a point, and this is Maximus over here. He's a tough boy, old Whiskers Maximus. He's a little blurry right now, so let me try to fix that. Yes, Whiskers Maximus. Three talking cats. Three talking cats. Okay. It doesn't ring a bell right now, but I'll look into that one though, Bruce. Good morning there, crazy pirates. Hope all is going well. The crazy pirates, you're in Japan, correct? From what I remember from a couple nights ago, or might have been last night. I'm sorry. Max has neat eyes. Well, he's definitely got big eyes sometimes. NPP. His eyes are sometimes very wide. He's a wide-eyed kitty sometimes. But what I was saying about asthma, Bruce, is yes, there are definitely cats here. Crazy pirates. We got one at the moment. We got two. We got three. We got four, and we got one over in the bin over there. One of our kitties, who passed on some time ago, she had asthma. She didn't have to have like the inhaler or anything, and we got another kitty over here named Kit, but she had to take a steroid though, for her. Now, if you're familiar, those who are familiar with the Simpsons TV show and are familiar with Mr. Burns, Mr. Burns was the old man, like 150 or whatever. He had all these diseases, but because he had all these diseases, everything kind of worked somehow in his body. That's what the kitty that passed away who had the asthma, she kind of has a lot of diseases, and her diseases all kind of just somehow worked well together, as weird as that sounds, and just kind of kept everything, you know, okay for a very long time. NPP, how is Rosemary? Rosemary's doing well. You'll if you hang if you yeah, sorry, NPP. If you hang in the chat here for a little while longer, I'll go downstairs and I'll put the camera on Rosemary for a little bit, give her some time to shine, if you will. But haven't gotten to her quite yet. John, talked with Doris last night. Mao sugar is almost back to 130. That's very good, John. I mean, for a diabetic kitty, who knows, John? Maybe Mao might just go into remission. You know, and that's the other really cool thing sometimes with diabetes is, I was going to say sometime with kidney disease, but not really, is it is reversible. So, you know, you could have like a few months of having insulin, and then the pancreas, which produces the insulin, will kind of reset itself, and then the kitty or doggy won't need to be on insulin anymore. So that is definitely the one of the cool things with diabetes. That, you know, another thing, hyperthyroidism, it doesn't go back because it's a cancer. Basically, it's a tumor that's growing on the thyroid, and it's only going to get worse as time goes on. John, everybody, especially being on the new diet, the new diet, yeah, I would agree with that, John. It probably is maybe more potent, perhaps, maybe more aggressive. Oh, than say like what Zelda's on with her Prozinc and her little monkey. I know you got to give your little monkey a ride. You do. There. Are you not gonna walk with your little monkey? Like, what is this thing on my back, human? You doing this for other people to laugh at me? No, Zelda. Hello there, Icon James. Hope you're doing well. Let's go take a trip. Not very far. You following me, Zelda? Just over to Tiny. You want to see the monkey? Zelda. Tiny's another good little girl. Maybe she'll just kind of play with the monkey a little bit. She's like, human, get this monkey off of me. This is very degrading. I don't appreciate this at all. This is as close as you're going to see me putting quote-unquote clothing on a kitty. Nothing against folks who put clothing on cats. I don't see the point of it personally, but that's just my, opinion, obviously. I don't sometimes understand why we like to dress cats up or dogs up, and, I don't get that. Like they're a little human baby or something. All right, so I got 45% in my poll saying that they need any cat wisdom. So if you do need any cat wisdom, basically AKA cat advice, please put it in the chat. If you just popped into this chat, please, if you need like any cat advice or anything, please let me know in the chat. Don't be afraid to type in the chat. The kitty that you're looking at, she's not going to like somehow, go through the screen and attack you or anything, or claw you or bite you. That's not going to happen. Our technology is advancing every year, but it's not gotten to that point quite yet. Now, very briefly, speaking of technology, I was listening to something, I think yesterday. I'm sure most of you probably know of Chat GTP. I'm assuming most have heard of Chat GTP, right? So apparently there is a new version that's either out or it's in beta testing right now, where it's very, very, like you can have a conversation basically with it, and it can talk back to you if you have like the certain version of it. It kind of is there was a movie that came out a while ago called Her, where basically this guy was in love with like an AI like voice off of his cell phone, I think. So now that's becoming real, um, which I don't know how you all feel, but I feel that's kind of scary. And it's like, that's going to further separate humans from being able to talk to each other. Because I already feel a lot of the times like humans, they struggle talking to each other now. They don't know how to like communicate with other humans, and that's pretty scary to me. That's just the world I feel like that slowly we're getting into. But definitely gotta, I don't know, be an interesting future. Got Max popping down, going down to the coffee table. He's maybe going to get a drink or something. Zelda's down there on the floor already. Kit coming over on the other side. And then we got these three kitty cats. Got Baby, Pandora, and Yoda. Bruce, it's scary. You'd rather talk to a live human. Yeah, I would rather talk to any kind of human than a robot. But I don't know. I don't know. Just we'll see what kind of world, kind of good and bad. I mean, there's definitely good potentially with AI, and there's bad with AI. It just depends on how it's used, of course. John, like when two kids sitting next to each other would rather. Yes, John, that's very funny. Two kids are sitting right by each other, right, and then they're just texting to each other. Yes, like on the back of the bus or something, or sitting next to each other, eating their lunch in cafeteria or something. Bruce, think of the movie I, Robot. I've only seen bits and parts of that movie, so I can't really say anything on that. So I don't really know much about that movie. All right, so right now I got a poll at 50-50. So I got 50% saying they need cat wisdom. If you need so here's some cat wisdom from me. The Cat Kahoo, it's another channel, but here's some cat wisdom. Cats know when you're having issues. They can sense it. And they will come up to you and they will try to comfort you. Cats also are very wise. They sometimes are aloof, but there's wisdom when you look into a cat's eye. Another thing, excuse me, is when it comes to adoption, always adopt an older cat if you can. If you want to adopt a kitten, that's great. But maybe then adopt two cats, an oldie, an older one, and a younger one. The reason I say this is kittens will get adopted. They are not going to euthanize a kitten. Will not happen. However, and this is true, it's sad, but it is reality. Sometimes shelters, they get a little too packed, a little too full, and even though they don't want to, they will eventually euthanize the older kitties that nobody is adopting. So please, if you're listening to this, and if you are thinking about adopting a cat, think about holding an older cat. And when I say older, I'm not talking about one that's like 10, 12 years old. I mean, for a lot of people, an older cat is like 2 or 3. Feel free to adopt an older kitty though, because they definitely will need and appreciate that love that you're able to give them much more than a kitten. Now, a kitten, obviously, you can kind of mold somewhat their personality, which is not a bad thing, but I'm always just going to say adopt older kitties. And I will continue to say that. Eventually, I'll have to get like a t-shirt that says like adopt older kitties. It probably is a t-shirt out there already. But I'm going to go downstairs for a smidge and check out Rosemary, who's probably by her sink, or maybe she's in her sink, who knows. But I'll come back up here just momentarily and kind of hang out with Tang, who's the last kitty. who was on the stream earlier before I finish up this stream. Still got a little bit of time, but I always like to just give warning on when the stream is starting to kind of go down, which is in about 15 minutes. Kit, you be good, Kit. Mute the television, because we might have some kind of copyright issue going on there if the audio gets picked up. Now where is, oh, there we are. I was going to say, where is Rosemary? There's Rosemary. So NPP, if you happen to still be on the live, here she is. She is sleeping in her bags of plastic bags. And hold on a second. Okay. Sorry about that. Hey, Rosemary. She would normally be outside right now, but because it's raining out, she's not that interested. She's like, hello, humans. It is I, your queen. No, I'm kidding. Just sweet Rosemary. What is it, honey? Those who might not know, those who might be listening to this this channel's live stream for the first time, Rosemary is actually she's a deaf kitty, so she can't hear. That doesn't mean though that she can't get around properly or get around normally. She definitely can. Because she is deaf, she has like super loud meows. The reason that is because she can't control her volume. So when she meows, she doesn't necessarily know how loud she is meowing. And sometimes you can hear her meowing outside of the house. It gets that loud sometimes. Thankfully, she doesn't really meow like during the nighttime. I think she just kind of knows when the lights go off that it's pretty much time to go to sleep, or not necessarily go to sleep, but just not meowing. When we first moved into this new house, though, she was meowing at different times. For whatever reason. But not anymore. She's since kind of stopped doing that. She will meow on occasion, though, in the room. Because unfortunately, one sad thing about Rosemary's situation, because she does not get along well with others, she has to be in a room by herself. So the time when she gets out, we have to put the other ones up. But we get her out. At least, usually, we try to get her out at least about 6 hours during the daytime. She's obviously in her own room at nighttime with the door closed, but during the daytime, we get her out. We try to get her out at least a good 6 hours, sometimes 8 hours, just so it's fair for her, so she's not stuck in that room the whole time. But anybody who's seen her bedroom, which I think most people that are commenting have seen her bedroom now, and they kind of know, like what the setup is and all that stuff. They know that she's very spoiled. She's got a bed, a day bed. She's got 2 chairs. She's got a desk. She's got a lot going on. So, Bruce, wait until they have a Zoomy spree. Now, I will say one of the side effects, because this is another cat, those who know Pandora, who was dealing with hyperthyroidism. You also have Rosemary, dealing with hyperthyroidism also. She's on the pill still. We're probably not going to give her that iodine treatment because she's mostly regulated when it comes to it, and for the most part is in pretty good health. The only thing that happens with her on occasion is just some random bouts of diarrhea and random bouts of diarrhea that you'll have on occasion. Not pleasant, but hey, with my live streams, I mean, I'm not gonna kind of sugarcoat stuff with you. I'll just, sometimes it's gross, but it is real, and I kind of dedicate these live streams to being real cat stuff. So sometimes you'll have that. She's kind of going through that right now, where her poop is definitely a little more mushy, liquidy kind of. When this happened, usually it lasts for a couple weeks, give or take, and then it starts to firm back up, and then she's good for about 2 or 3 months or so, and then it kind of starts up again for about a couple weeks, and it's been doing that for maybe now about 9 months or so. It could be just the progression of the disease, maybe, but when that happens, we try to get her to drink more water. We haven't for a while because I tell you, if any of you have ever done any sub-Q fluing on a kitty cat before, that's quite an adventure. If you have any experience or if you've ever seen it before, sub-Q fluing, subcutaneous fluid, so giving a fluid to a cat through a needle is a very challenging prospect for any kitty, especially for a kitty who's a little older and doesn't have a ton of fur here to kind of play with, so you can get the needle in, and moves around. It's a challenge for sure. Thankfully, we haven't had to do that though for quite a while now. But obviously, if we have to start that up again, we'll give her fluids. We don't look forward to it, but again, it's just what being a good kitty parent is all about, is doing sometimes stuff that you don't feel comfortable doing, but you have to because it's for their best and for their betterment. Where you going, honey? Did I talk enough about you and insulted you? Saying you're not a good sub-Q kitty? All right, well, I'm going to go back up and finish this with what I started with Tang. But that's their little Rosemary update. So let's make our way back here. With Tang. We started with Tang, and we're going to end with this orange tabby. Hey, buddy. But in the remaining about 5 minutes or so that's left, does anybody have any exciting or interesting weekend plans that they have going on that they would like to share in chat? Or is anybody thinking of maybe adopting a kitty in chat? Tranquil, you have done subcutaneous fluids, give them sub-Q fluids on 2 kitties. How did it go, Tranquil? It's very challenging for Rosemary. Thank you, Kawaii. Thank you, Crazy Pirates for kitty. John, it's going to be raining up there, so you're going to be house cleaning. Understood. Yeah, we do house cleaning pretty much every weekend. That's kind of when we set it for Saturday usually. Good old vacuuming and changing out water fountains and cleaning them and uh, whatever else we do, cleaning the counters and all that good fun stuff. Hey, honey, you a good. I was gonna call you a girl there, Tang. I'm insulting you. You're a good little boy. Bruce, you got some mowing on Sunday. Okay. Do you have a lot to mow there, Bruce? Do you have a lot of land to mow? John, same here, but tomorrow is. Oh, wait, okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. And John, we probably do like a deep clean, maybe every, I don't know, couple of months or so, I would say. Bruce, 2 acres. That's a good amount then. Tranquil on here, she has about 10 acres, I think. Tranquil does, but yeah, 2 acres. We have about an acre and a quarter or so, a little under acre and a quarter, in our property. But we're kind of lazy though. I will say, we hire somebody. We have a mowing service who comes in every couple of weeks during the growing season. I have an allergy to grass amongst some other stuff, and I just don't want to deal with all of that freshly cut grass smell because I'll be sneezing for days. All of your kitties will be hiding. John, yeah, if I had a quarter of an acre, just a quarter of an acre, I don't know. I might do it myself, especially because I know eventually, like, my wife's plan is to put in a pool. It may not be here because we are thinking about moving back to the coast, the Atlantic coast, again. Um, but if we get something like a quarter of an acre and she puts a pool in there, then that quarter of an acre is not going to be much because the pool is going to take up most of it. Like between the pool and the fencing and the concrete around the pool, so it'll be very very small amount. So then I might buy like a push mower and mow that little strip, that little tiny little strips of grass. But let me see. Tranquil. It gave me more time with the one cat. It seemed to help the other cat. Oh yeah, Tranquil. So I mean, as far as like the positives of sub-Q fluing, I definitely agree with you that it can be helpful. It can extend their their quality of life, definitely, especially if they're getting it somewhat regularly. But uh, just the act of doing it, though, we found to be difficult. The benefits are definitely outweigh the negatives, but it's just doing it, though. The actual doing, getting the sub Q stuff ready, drawing it up in the through the syringe and into the plunger, into that little vase, and then, sticking a pretty good sized needle through a cat's skin, and then having to hold the cat and keep it still, and then having to, plunge the needle, plunge the top of the syringe down, and you can't do it like super fast. You kind of got to go slow with it, and depending like how much fluid you're giving, it can take just a long time. And I don't mean like a long, long time, but it can take 10, 15, 20 seconds. And that seems like sometimes like a very long time, depending on how the cat is reacting to it, is what I mean, also. So that's kind of what I mean too. But anyways, we are approaching that 1 hour mark. Which let's see, John. By the way, the names I mentioned earlier are two kittens, bro and sister. My best YouTube friend just adopted yesterday. Awesome, John. Awesome to hear. But I'm gonna start wrapping up. Let me just kind of thank everybody. Is the norm here when I start wrapping these up. So John, Bruce, Tranquil, Icon, if you're still with us, NPP, if you're still hanging here. Crazy Pirate, Sydney Cats. I don't think I'm missing anybody. If I am, my apologies as always. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. And I will obviously be live streaming again tomorrow because these are daily. Tomorrow will probably be sometime between 2 and 4 Eastern Standard Time. Can't say that for sure. But, anyways, if I see you there, great. If not, have a wonderful Saturday and a wonderful Sunday. Take care. God bless. Hug a kitty. Adopt an older kitty. And we'll catch you all next time. Take care. God bless. Bye bye. Say bye, Tang. Bye, Tang.